It's gonna be strange trying to search things.
Yeah. I mean, we could sit down again if we want
No, no,
to.
no, no, no. I kind of want to see how this is gonna look in the end. I think
It's kind of cool, you
it
know.
is. It's exciting. I mean, it's something new.
Exactly.
It is
And
something
talking
new.
about that, here we are. We're live.
We are live. Hello and welcome to that
Yeah.
beautiful live podcast. This is Q. Standing here in the beautiful Red United Kingdom, talking to Rog all the way in Stockholm, Sweden. And we are standing. We said this last week that we were going to do a standing podcast. Um, we sit down a lot, and we decided we're going to do a standing episode. And so we are standing here. We always talk about health and taking care of yourself and all this sort of stuff. And yet we sit down for about an hour and a half sometimes, and chat with you guys. So we decided, you know what? Why not just do a standing podcast? Let's just stand up, get our feet off the ground and all that kind of good stuff, and just have a podcast, standing podcast. So the cameras
Yep.
are all over. I'm using a different headset today. My headset is broken. I need a new headset. Standing ovation. Yeah, standing ovation.
Yeah. Hi, Alex. Hope you're fine. Hope you're better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are standing here. As I said, we are
Yeah.
standing here.
Exactly.
I I'm so accustomed to sitting. Also, I'm using my phone to do like some of the admin stuff I do in the background on the podcast when we're podcasting. I have my phone and I have the screens to use, but because of the fact that I'm standing, it's a bit difficult to do that right now. While
True.
I'm talking, so I'm just doing the begin stuff here with my phone, and then we'll I will transition accordingly. So yeah, Rog, how was your week, man? How have you been?
Yeah. Oh, it's been a busy week. I just told you a bit what I've been doing
Hmm.
when it comes to sending out a lot of mails to different music libraries when it comes to my show reel with my music. So that's been exciting. It's ongoing, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna let you know more later on. But it's has been a lot of focus around that also last week. So preparation, if you will. The weather has continued to be really good. Not hardly any wind, around 20 degrees plus, Celsius.
Good
Nice,
weather.
nice, nice. But today, this afternoon, it started to rain, which was expected. So, but it is what it is. But I'm happy that yeah, as long as possible, good weather, I'm happy. It's nice. But yes, I've been busy. I've been quite productive. It's mostly been the focus on the music. I have a bit like been behind a bit with certain things on YouTube, but that's just how it is. You have to prioritize all the time,
Yeah, yeah.
and it goes in waves. I would say it depends on what is the most necessary thing to do. I can say something about. I got a bit surprised, but at the same time not surprised. I mean, for those of you that know us or also me,
Mhm.
knows that I have two adult sons, Aiden and Adam. Yeah, well, Adam and Isaac. And Adam, well, he doesn't live at home since quite some time back, right? He
Mhm.
just, he popped by on, I think it was Saturday, and we fixed the package with the computer parts because we have a lot of tech here, and some of it has to be, we have to get rid of it, meaning selling it and stuff like that. So he has
Mhm.
fixed this, with a website here in Sweden where computer nerds go on to. So it's gonna be fine. But yeah, he just said, You know what, guys? I gotta go to the U.S." I was like, "What?"
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I gotta go to Monterey in the end of the month. Like, you alone? Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I gotta go alone. I gotta go there. I gonna rent a car. I'm gonna drive around. But foremost, I'm gonna go to a. He's into motors and
Yeah.
cars, and there's a big race. Outside of Monterey in California, and he's going there. So it's
Wow. That is
yeah,
so random.
yeah. So he sent me the details. Like it's gonna be a long flight because it's like two stops. So it
Mhm.
has to go down from Sweden, of course, to Europe. I don't remember the whole trip, but it's gonna be long. So he's gonna land in San Jose, I think, and then he has looked up a rental car, and it's quite good prices actually this time of the
Mhm.
year. um, if you want to go, and have found quite a nice hotel and everything. So it was, yeah,
Interesting.
cool. So I was like, I mean, I've always encouraged my sons to do stuff and to
Hmm.
travel and to meet other people, and we talked about this
Yeah.
before. It's life, and you
Hmm.
you get to know things, and other people and cultures and whatever have you.
Hmm.
So it's good, but at the same time, I was like, well, sure, but it would have been nice if at least one more would go with you. One of his best friends wanted to go, but he was in that like period of the month where he like just can't afford it right now. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So but it shows again that he has a very strong interest in cars and motors and everything. So it's cool. So it's
Yeah.
gonna go at the end of it, like 2.5 weeks from now, I think. That's
Ooh.
nice. Look at
That
that now.
is that's quite cool. I will say this much, despite the fact that currently right now I would not take a trip to the US at this particular point in time. But that being said, every time I have visited with the purpose of visiting the US, it has actually been pleasant. I think it's only once
Absolutely.
I've had an issue with traveling through the US. I was transitioning. As once I had an issue transit.
Yeah.
I was coming from the UK and going to the Caribbean. But other than that, and that was actually the last time I traveled to the US, I was like, nope, not again. I'm just going around. But prior to that, every other time I've been, to different states, the people have been pleasant. Everything has been nice.
Yeah.
Florida has been nice to me. California has been nice.
Yeah.
Even though the state I passed through at the time where I had problems was Texas, after getting those problems sorted out, again, it was nice. It wasn't bad, and
Yeah.
so I would say, with Adam, just be, just enjoy yourself,
Yeah.
and
It's got to be short and intense. It's like
yeah,
one of those extended weekends.
hmm,
So he doesn't have to be away from work that
yeah,
long because they're continuing to work on their game, right?
yeah, yeah.
So it's gonna probably be away like a Wednesday to Monday kind of thing,
Wednesday
I
to
think.
Monday. Okay, cool.
Something like that, yeah. And hello also, Nalo. I hope you're fine. Nice to
Yes,
have you here,
Nalu.
Nalo.
Hello and welcome. Q, you okay?
You look
You look
antsy. You think so? I think Q
antsy.
looks great. You have, with that said, I think it was a week for me, more or less. That's basically around what I've been, up to. But I am curious because sir, you have fixed your hair, your haircut.
I do have a haircut, actually. Yes,
Yeah,
my hair's a
I need
lot
to do that,
shorter.
and I need to shave. I'm sorry, guys. I have been lazy. I work from home. I sit like, and I don't really. Oh, and then I look in the mirror. Oh shit! I haven't been shaving myself for quite a few days. Ho ho! Santa Claus is coming. Uh,
Uh it's all right. I
but
mean, I was kind of, because of my current circumstances,
yeah,
I had to shave. It was just the most responsible thing to do, was to shave, and so I did.
yeah.
Let
No, you,
me.
you look great. It looks good. It looks good.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just read Nalu's comment first before I continue. Just a little tidbit. I might be taking a flight to Japan with my church. That's amazing. You know what? Tim is in Japan right now, Rog. I don't know if you've seen this on his social media, but he's in Japan with his family right
no,
now. Him and
that I didn't know.
his
Good for
whole
Tim and his
family,
family. Yeah.
they've been doing all sorts of stuff, Mario Kart stuff. They're at Nintendo. There's all sorts of cool stuff that they're doing right now. So him, his wife, his daughter, and his son, they took a flight from, I believe they're located in Oregon, so they flew from there.
Aha.
Or
Okay.
it's either Oregon or Washington State, one of the two.
Yeah.
And
Right.
they flew to Japan. So amazing, Nalu. That is really really cool. Not fully decided yet,
Yes.
but might be able to take my trip off my bucket list. I think that's an amazing thing, and especially getting that passport as well and traveling, being able to travel, bro. That is a huge big one with that one.
Yes.
If it gets the okay, I say go for it. I think that's amazing.
I would
Absolutely
say yes
amazing.
too. I mean, we've talked about that before, due to the my former career when I was touring.
Hmm.
I was in Asia many times and Japan 3 times, and I really really enjoyed it. I had the possibility to go from far north all the way down to Okinawa, like far south, talking
Hmm.
Okinawa, which is a Jima, which is an island in Japanese. So it's no, it's great. If it's somewhere I would like to go back to, I mean there's quite a few countries. As you said, I've also had good times in the US.
Yeah.
Really nice people, and I haven't had any issues. Like and but there's a lot of but anywho, I mean, Japan is quite different. If you're looking for something that, especially for us coming from mostly from a kind of Western culture, it's very different.
Yeah.
Of course, it has changed also through the years. I mean, there's new generations growing up with everything that comes with it, but it's still Japan. So it's like yeah, it's cool. I like that.
There's still a strong
Hope
sense
hope you can
of.
go. Hope you can go.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think in Japan, from what I've been hearing from my friends who have immigrated to Japan and live there now, is that what they've been saying, it still does have that strong culture. There are
Yeah,
obviously things that are a modern part of Japan. Like for example, they do try to incorporate stuff from other countries in, for example, celebrations when they celebrate stuff. So like for example,
yeah.
in the prefecture or whatever you call it in Japan that my friend lives in, they were doing a celebration the other day, some time ago, and they had, it was like a carnival kind of thing, like what we have in Trinidad and Tobago, and they were waving, they were people were dressed
Aha,
up
yeah,
like they were
yeah.
in Trinidad and Tobago for carnival. And they were waving carnival flags and stuff and thing around. And my friend, he was there waving a Trinidad and Tobago flag, a massive one, just like waving it around. So yeah, I think the culture they have, I guess, incorporated some stuff from other countries, but at the same time, as you put it, it is still Japan, and
Yeah, it
they
is.
they still have their strong, amazing, beautiful culture that we've fallen in love with, as
Yeah,
fans of stuff like
and
that.
as Nalo says here also in the chat, it is. I also think it's important to keep up with rules and culture is good
Yeah, definitely.
because it broadens your understanding. Even though you might not go there, for example,
Hmm.
that it's good even so. When you if you think about it, but of course, if you are going there, even better. I
Hmm.
think it's important to know at least something or a bit because I mean, you don't want to you want to show respect basically
Yeah.
and to things even though you might think that certain things are, oh, this is weird, or why are they doing like this, or whatever
Hmm.
have you. It's still, it's their country, you're a guest in their country. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're in Lebanon or Japan or Trinidad or Tobago, you still have to
You still follow the
you
color.
have to. Yeah, I think it's very important.
It's kind of like
uh,
that saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, So wherever you
yeah,
happen to do,
there you
you
go.
you sort of follow the customs and the norms of that
True.
culture and that place. When in Germany everyone's punctual, you got to be punctual. In Poland, people stare at you and you stare back. you know, in the UK,
There you go.
in the UK, people don't even talk to each other. I remember the first time I came to the UK, and in Trinidad, there's a culture of like good morning when you see someone. So I was
Yeah.
walking down the street, coming down the road, la di da, slowly doo doo, and then I see someone, and I'm just like morning, and the person just like ignored me, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I realized it's British culture. They just don't say good morning to each other. That's just not a thing.
Mm,
It's rare for it to happen. But for me, growing up in Trinidad and Tobago, especially if the person was older than you said good morning or good afternoon. It
yeah,
was it was
there we
just.
go. I was getting to that cue because that's interesting. Because I want to ask you,
Mhm.
in the comparison also, you say the UK now, you've lived there for quite some time, but also thinking about Trinidad and Tobago, because isn't it also a bit of a generation thing? Because I'm like taught to just to say greet people, to say
Yes.
hi,
Hmm.
even though I don't know them. So I walk a lot. You know that I
Yes.
walk a lot, and I
Yes.
I walk around this area of Elta where we live and everything. And of course, some I know a bit, and some like a familiar face, and it's easier to say hi, whatever have you. But I try to hi, like eye contact when you
Hmm.
pass, hi or hello, whatever,
Yeah.
just be nice, or good morning if it's morning. Uh, but I can see that this lands better more often if it's a bit of an older person, maybe around my age or your age, or a bit. I'm not saying it depends on the human, of course, and I'm not saying you don't have to greet like people you don't know. It's okay, but at the same time, I think it's nice
I think
because
it's
it
nice too.
makes you. It makes you feel good, and I just think it's a nice thing to do.
I think it's a
Uh,
respect thing as
but
well. I
I
think.
see I see younger. Sorry again. I see younger families, even though there might be two, like a couple having like a baby or something. I try to get eye contact, and they just
They
ignore me.
don't. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? You should say good
What are
morning.
you doing?
This is a
Can't you see
normal
this
thing.
man? Say
Respect,
hi at least.
respect. It's a thing, you know.
Respect.
Again, we
No,
were taught growing up.
I'm
It's the
getting all what the frack.
respectful thing.
Yeah,
I mean, we all are, strangely enough, as you say, getting old. Like, so one of the things that I'll get into in a sec is that I've started a new job, and I was having lunch with the managing director from work. Where we were walking to go get something for lunch, and we were talking, and he told me he's in his 50s and stuff like that. And the guy's fit, he's fit. He's counting his calories and stuff for his lunch and all this sort of stuff, and
yeah.
he's in good shape, really and truly. And I think that's the thing is like, and I say this to you all the time, Rod. Like age is just a number. We say we're getting old, but at the same time, you're one of the most fit people I know. I actually mentioned that to him, because he was asking me how old I was, and when I told him my age, he was like, "Oh, I'm much older than you." And when he told me his age, I was like, I've got a mate around the same age as you, and he's the most fit person I know. He's active. He's
Yeah,
so you wouldn't guess it. It's just again, age is just a number as it
which is
is.
true.
But
Which
at
is
the
true.
same time, I think we have matured to a certain extent is the
Yeah,
best way I would put it. And I think this
yeah,
younger generation just there's a difference in the culture of how they deal with things, communicate and all that. Because that's the other thing too. Eye contact is not a thing nowadays.
yeah,
This younger generation don't make a lot of eye contact. Sometimes my son
yeah,
comes to talk to me and he's looking that way.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
over
yeah, yeah.
so, and he's like, so dad, this. I'm like, mate, who are you talking to? The wall? Or are you talking to me? And then he looks over. He's like, right. So yeah, and I'm like, eye contact. Like look at me. So yeah, I think it's a generational thing. Indeed, I think there is a culture of not looking people in the eye. I mean, for those of you listening to the podcast, most of the time I don't even look at the camera, but that's just because I'm not accustomed looking at the camera. I'm actually looking at Roger in the image on my screen, which is on this screen in front
Yeah,
of me.
I
So
usually look to the right like this, and then I look at you in
yeah,
Discord. It depends on what we're talking about. If I need to see the chat and stuff like that, I move things around a bit, but
yeah,
because the camera is in front of me,
yeah, exactly.
like this, so I could move you over to my first screen. Then I don't. Then I look straight into
I've
everything.
I've literally been thinking that the whole time I've been standing. I've been like, can I move you to this screen? But the problem is that the window that's capturing us to show the viewers, that window I would have to then go into OBS and then switch it
Of
from
course,
from one screen to another screen and then try to adjust it. And I was just like,
no, no, it's
can't
different
be.
for you since you are running the program.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. So I totally understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But no, with that said, it's interesting topic to get into just like that. But it's yeah, it's a thing. It's a
Yeah.
thing. It's a difference. But
Definitely.
I try to, and I've tried to remind my sons also that say hi,
Good morning.
greet the person.
Yeah.
It's just
Respect.
yeah, respect, and also it can feel nice to be
Hmm.
seen.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even though it might be a stranger, it can
Mhm.
also loosen up things a bit if you're in a situation. I mean, nowadays also due to yeah, circumstances in the society, whatever have you, it can make you a bit more like relaxed, if you know what I
Hmm.
mean. If people like look at you and hi, instead of like passing like this. Yeah, exactly.
Don't look at me. Uh,
Sorry.
oh
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, I just yanked my thing. What's this Nalu saying here about
Talking about well,
politics?
that
Something in,
oh,
in, in France and something about riots in regarding One Piece flags apparently. Um yeah, so the whole One Piece apparently in some countries they've been using One Piece flags as a sign of showing that they're against I guess oppression or something like that. I can't remember the details of it. I did see it. It came across my feed because I'm a One Piece fan, so that kind of stuff does come across my feed from time to time. But that's a whole long story, and I'm not sure we have the
yeah.
time today to
Nah.
dive into that one. But we could probably talk about it another day. But just I think today we have things discuss.
Yeah, we have things to be said and done.
Yes.
I also just want to see you because your missus here saying in
Uh-huh.
Poland you even say good morning when you enter the shop and leave it, otherwise you'll be
Yes,
considered
Dzień
rude.
dobry. Dzień
Yeah,
dobry.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is so like, and that's the thing. That is so like, and this is the thing about like visiting Poland. I could live in Poland as a Trinidadian because the strangest thing, even though Poland is on the opposite side of the world from, you know, like as far away from Trinidad as you can think, there are so many customs that are so you know, familiar and similar between, you know,
Mm,
the two countries. You know, so the greeting thing, very much a custom that we have. So when you go into a
right.
shop in Poland, you say dzień dobry, you know,
Mm,
and when you
mm.
leave, you say I think it's da widzenia. I'm probably butchering that because my Polish is horrible, but you say these things. This is how you greet people, you know.
Yeah, but it's good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And in Trinidad, that's what you say when you walk into a vehicle and other people are in the vehicle, or you like on the bus or something like that, or you
Yeah,
walk into a shop, you say good morning. You know,
yeah.
you come in, good
Mm,
morning, you know, and then you ask
yeah.
whatever you want to ask for and so forth. So dzień dobry, to
Mm,
everyone in the podcast, dzień dobry to you,
yeah.
and a dzień dobry to me, and a dzień dobry to us,
Yeah.
you know.
No, but it's true. I mean, I to be honest with you, I do the same here.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of people doing the same here. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that there's like a strong custom, like that people, it depends on the guy or woman behind the desk working in the shop, I guess, what they feel about it. But I think that's also a common thing and just something that I've done all through the years. If you go in, you the eye contact again, hello, hi. If
Hmm.
it's good morning, you know, and then even though I might not buy anything, maybe just check out their new jeans or whatever have you. Then it's like I look again and say, okay, thank you, bye. You
Exactly.
know,
You just say bye. You know,
that's
you
something I do.
or you
I'm like,
just sneak out and pretend you were never there.
yeah, that can happen too, depending on what I'm there for to buy. You know, I don't know. It's just, you
You
know.
never know. You never
Yeah, go
know.
for it. What do you say, Naldo? In Texas, when you greet some people, you get a hug. Really?
Yeah, I'm not.
That's
That's too much
nice.
for me. That's too much. I ain't touching
Yeah,
nobody.
that. Oh, I need those 50 centimeters, like my private zone. Woo, otherwise, it's an alarm going off. So
I
it's like,
am so germaphobed, you know, that I don't even get close to people, mate. Like I am just like no. Now I'll get to that in the gaming section, so I will answer that question in the gaming section. But yeah, I am so like against germs that I don't even like people touching me. When I come in, I wash my hands. I alcohol gel everything. I've got a bottle of alcohol gel in every one of my backpacks.
oh, really?
Yes, really. I've got
Do you? I've never really gotten that kind of impression that you like do those kind of
Oh no,
things
you
that
see,
often.
you see, it comes back to the
You're
whole
maybe
thing.
sneaky. You're a bit
I
sneaky.
am very sly with it. It's not very. I don't make it very obvious. That's one. And two,
Hmm.
again, it goes back to the whole when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So like when I'm in Sweden, I'm Swedish. You know, I try to do as
Yeah,
much
yeah, yeah.
Swedishish things as possible. But normally, I'm alcohol in my hand. So like, remember when we went to that place when after that walk and we had that food? Was it a Thai place or something? Or
When we had been out, like
we were
for a
out,
long
we
walk,
took the
or yeah,
walk
yeah,
and
yeah,
then we got
yeah.
something to eat.
Hmm.
Just before we ate, while we were in, you know, in front of that little food truck thing,
Yeah,
um
right.
I alcohol gelled my hands.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Look at that. Well, it's not a bad thing to do. I
Yeah,
mean, why not? You know,
indeed. So that is
that's fine.
it is what it is. My brother is trying to call me. He does not know I'm podcasting, so
No, of course not.
I'm just gonna tell him, let me just type a message.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, I did try ringing
Something
him
like
before
that.
the podcast, but let me just say,
Mm.
um,
But
podcasting.
also with that said, I mean,
Hmm.
what we have been talking about here is it's all interesting things because I think, as you said, when you think about it, it goes through. I mean, it's different between countries, but I still think that a lot of, especially again, you know, older generations think about these things quite often, you know,
Yeah.
or they have it more as a reflex. I don't
Hmm.
even think about it. I just do it.
It
It's
is.
not
It
that
is.
oh, now I have to be polite and say hi. I don't, that's not my thought. It's just, you know, a reflex. Hello or good morning. So, you know, stuff like that.
It's second
But
nature. It does become second nature
second nature,
when
yeah.
you're taught a certain and I think it's sort of like I talk to my boys about certain things like there are things my mom used to say to me growing up, you know, like little sayings and stuff like that that she would repeat over and over and over. and they
Right.
just kind of stick. Like my mom would always
Yeah.
say, like, anything worth doing is worth doing well. And
Mm.
if you ask any of my boys, like, if you start the sentence, anything worth doing, they'll finish it. They'll be like, it's worth
Yeah, look
doing
at that.
well. So
Oh, they got it.
yeah,
Hmm.
they got it. They got it. Because like my mom, I keep repeating it over and over and over. But
Yeah, you see.
it's what I learned, and I think
Mm.
that's kind of how culture is born. It's like
Yeah.
you learn things from your parents that they learned from
Right.
their parents, and you pass it on to your kids and grandkids and so forth, and then it goes
Of
down the line,
course.
and that becomes, a culture. So,
Yeah, it's the
um,
mouth to mouth tradition, which is ancient and old, but
yeah.
it's without the germs. No, it's
Without the gyms, my mic keeps sliding around. This is one of the
yeah. I see
things.
you're trying to
I keep
like
trying to pull it back, but it keeps trying to go this way.
yeah. It's like
Probably because it's the cord is on me and I move.
yeah, that
Um,
can be the case. But bro, I am so curious also to hear about
the week.
your week. Yeah.
So my week has been up and down. It's been chaotic. First thing first, I started a new job. So there's that.
Yes.
Hence the haircut. So I got this haircut like on Sunday
Yeah, it's a
night
good one.
at 10 p.m. And
Oh,
then
it was.
my son gets up the next morning, and he comes in the next back from work the next afternoon, I think. And Ty looks at me and is like, Daddy, um when did you get a haircut? It's like,
Really?
I was like, I didn't get a haircut. He's like, yes, you did. He's like, your hair's different. I was like, no, it isn't. He's like, yes, it is.
Really?
He's like,
Okay.
yes, it is. I was like, but you didn't say anything before. What makes you think it's different now? He's like, it looked different before. I just didn't say anything. And then he just go. He's just like, so he's like, but you got a haircut. So I was like, so
Hmm.
how could I've gotten a haircut, Ty? He's like, I don't know. When do you think I got a haircut? He's like, I don't know, like I don't know. I was like, mate, so you think
Yeah.
I got a haircut? Like, when did you go to bed? Right? He's like, like after 9 or something. I was like, so you think I went to bed? I went to get a haircut after 10 or something in the night. And he's like, no, Pablo's don't open that late. I did go for after 10 in the night. And then
Yeah.
Xavi's in the corner, like, yeah, he did go for a haircut after 10.
Filling in. Yeah, yeah.
So, and then he's like, you did go for a haircut after 10. Xavi just told me. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That happened.
There you
So,
go.
I called my barber up. I was like, hey, my barber's name is Chris. So I was like, hey, Chris, like,
Ah.
you in the shop? And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I was like, can I come tomorrow or something? He's like, you can come now if you want. Like, I'll stay back for you. And I was like, say no more. I'm on my
Say
way.
no more. Yeah.
So I hopped on my bike, cycled across town, popped in the barber shop, got my hair done. I told him to take off a bit of the top so my hair's lower. When I came back in, my wife
Oh,
was
it's
like,
nice.
"No, you took off too much."
I
um,
think it looks good. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's all right. It's been a while since I've had my hair this low, but
It's
I
fine.
can live
Yeah.
with it. Other than that, I would say yeah. So I started this new job. I'm not gonna go into too many details about the job. It's a marketing job, but I won't go into details now. I think I'll give you guys more details as time passes, like I tend to do with stuff like this. But for
Sure.
now, it's a marketing job at a new company, and yeah, I started on Monday. I put in 1 day so far.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very, very new for you. I totally understand.
Yeah,
But the question is, do they have good coffee?
they do. I've been drinking a crap ton of coffee, which is bad.
Yeah. Oh, look at that now. Okay, but
I had like 3 cups
that's
of
nice.
coffee on Monday. I had
Oopsie daisy.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had 3. I need to carry my own mug to the office because everyone has their own mug in the
Yeah, but that's
office.
quite nice to have. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I take because I've got these dad mugs that Alex
Hmm.
got me for Father's Day. I'm thinking, do I take one of them to the office and use that,
That could be.
or
Yeah.
do I buy a mug specifically for the office and take it? That's the conundrum I'm kind of weighing.
Uh-huh.
Instead of using the same mug as everyone else. That's kind of how I'm trying to figure it out, but we'll see how it goes with regards to that whole mug situation. I noticed the IT guy has the coolest mug in the office. His mug has like it's cool. It has like a trigger, like it's a laser gun, space stuff on it. Super cool.
Like that.
Yeah. Yep. Really, really cool. So I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what I do. The only thing with taking my mug from home is that it's sentimental to me. So like, if I were to take that mug to work and something happened to it, I'd be really pissed. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
other than that, so that's why I'm weighing up in my head if I'm gonna take a mug to work or not. But I've been drinking a crap ton of coffee. Other than that, like my colleagues have been pretty nice so far, but you always have to caveat so far because you never
Yeah,
know. You're still getting to know them, they're still getting to know you. You don't know how that working relationship is gonna go.
true.
One of the guys in the office, he is the health and safety manager. He is a cyclist. So when we sat down to
Oh,
discuss health and safety, I would say 90% of that conversation was about our bikes. you know,
of course,
and him
of
telling me
course.
how I can use company policy to get another bike. So
Okay, here
he
we
was like,
go.
so we've got a cycle to work scheme. Make sure you go and you fill out these things because then you could use this to get that other bike that you want to get. Because I was telling him about this bike I wanted to get, and he was like, yeah, he's like, so we were biking it up. It was amazing.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
So
Look at that. You got a new friend already. Yeah.
really cool. Really cool. Really, really cool. My manager, she's all right as well. We're still getting to know each other. It's still early days, so we'll see how it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
But communication seems to be fine so far. It
Good, good.
seems to be good. I already have an outline of what is required of me for the next few months. Let's say the next 6 months. So at least I have a general outline. And I feel fairly confident that I should be able to deliver everything that they want and more. So
Good.
so yeah, that's that with regards to the new job. So podcast wise, what does that mean for you guys and you, Raj? Is that I don't think it's gonna matter. I think I'm gonna be able to get in on time because I went to work on Monday and got in and came back. I was home back by I think I was back here by 6. So
Okay.
regards to doing podcast at 7:30, I don't think we have to change the time or date because I will be out of the office on like 5 o'clock. I'm out of the office, and then I've got my bike, cycle to the train station. I think what took the time really is not that it's not me getting back. It's more waiting on a train coming
Yeah,
to
yeah.
so I
Probably,
because I got
probably.
to the train station fairly quickly. It's not too far from the office, and then the train just takes some time. So I think
Right.
I'll definitely be home early enough to do the normal time.
Good.
I didn't have work today. Well, I didn't go into work today because I had personal stuff to deal with,
Yeah,
family
yeah, yeah.
stuff. But next to Wednesday we'll know again I'll be online. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
we'll see.
So yeah,
Mm.
that's been mostly it. The kids are back to school. Ty is having a generally great school time. Xavi disappointed me today really badly. I don't like to out him like this on the internet, but I'm gonna do it because I need to. I need to get it off my
Okay.
chest. I need to air it with you guys. I think this is a safe space. So I get up in the morning, and I didn't get up. I was awake last night, and I'm sitting on the sofa, and I hear Xavi come downstairs, and everyone's doing their morning routine. Ty is having his cereal. I'm doing stuff, blah blah blah. When we're doing things. And I go
Mm.
into the kitchen in the morning because I decide, no, I'm going to cook something so that it's lunch for later or dinner or whatever have you and so forth. So I go in, I'm making some pasta. And Xavi comes into the kitchen and I'm just like, I say to him, actually, no, I didn't start the pasta yet. I was prepping stuff, I think. And I was like, oh, did you have breakfast? Because he's like, oh, Dad, I'm leaving now. I'll see you later. I was like, see me later. I was like, mate, when did you have breakfast? Because I'm just thinking to myself, wait, there are 3 bowls in the sink. Alex and I used 2 of
Ah.
them. Ty used 1. So where's his bowl, right? And the
Mm.
dishwasher is full of clean dishes that haven't been emptied, and the draining board has stuff in it that was there from since last night. So I'm like, well, what did you? So I asked him, what did you have for breakfast? Right? He's like, porridge. So now in my mind, I'm thinking again, wait, isn't the porridge dispenser empty? I could swear there wasn't much porridge in there. So he's like, yeah, there was a little. I was like, what's the bowl that you used? He's like, I washed it. So I'm like, and then he walks over to the drilling board and he's looking at it, and he's like, I don't know. I was like, Savi, be honest with me, man. Why you, what are you doing, right? And he's like, I was like, Savi, you didn't have breakfast, did you? He's like, no. I was like, man, so why didn't you just say that? He's like, because you're gonna make me have breakfast, and I don't want to have breakfast. I was like,
Oh.
mate, so you lied to me? No, I can't trust you. You've broken our sacred trust. You didn't. You could have just said to me, Dad, I didn't have breakfast. And yes, I am gonna make you have breakfast because you need breakfast in the morning to go to school. What are you talking about? Because I'm
Mm.
convinced that he's just not having breakfast to go hang out with his mates in school early in the morning, and I'm not having it. You eat breakfast in the
Mm.
morning, and that's it. This is the rule of the household. You get up in the morning before school, you have breakfast. This is not negotiable. This is like having a shower. You need to have a
Yeah.
shower because you're gonna smell stinky. Right? You need to get dressed in school uniform because then people are gonna see you naked. You have to have breakfast. This is the things. So yeah, he's in my bad books
Mm.
at the moment, so
Right.
he's kind of tippy toeing around me now in the house. He's like, I don't know if I'm, like today he came in and he needed me to sign something, and I was like, I'm gonna have to call your school and get confirmation from them that this is a actual legal school document. For all I know, you typed this up yourself in school, and now you're trying to pull one over at me. And he's giving me this sort of look like, really, Dad? Like, I'm like, yep, don't trust you right now, mate. Broken me trust. So yeah, I'm moping around the house around him. I'm I'm taking it hard. He should tell me the truth. But yeah, that happened. Anyway,
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
other
Go
than that,
on.
it's been good. It's been all right. It's been pretty good. Treasure and Erica are fine. They're doing their thing. Um, I do have a new person coming here next week, but coming on Friday actually.
Okay.
Um, but I will tell you guys about that next week. You can, if you want to find out who that is and what it is about and all that kind of level there, you'll find out next week. Wait for next week Wednesday,
Cool.
and we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
good.
So anyway, Raj,
Yeah.
let's talk about some Tele, right? I think we go.
Mm-hmm.
I think we go straight into Tele. We'll save the gaming for last. Let's go into Tele,
Sure.
and let's hear about that thing you've been watching, which is something
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted to watch, but I haven't watched it yet. But I heard it's on Prime, and I need to watch it. But you know me, haven't gotten a chance yet. So talk to me.
No, no,
Talk to
it's
us.
fine. Exactly. We're talking about Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2. This is a film, a movie that I have had on my list for some time because let's face it, the first Gladiator movie was epic. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Now time has passed. It's another era, if you will. But the thing is, sometimes when you and I have been talking movies in the podcast, I might say, or you might say, well, this is a sequel, but to be fair, if you want to skip like the first or two movies before, it's fine. You can watch the second or the third, whatever. But in this case, I would say if you're going to watch Gladiator 2 and you haven't watched the first one, please watch the first one. It's for many reasons. First off, it is an epic movie that should be definitely seen,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you are into these kind of historic
Violence.
violence and action, epic adventure, sword and sandal action drama stuff. Uh, but yeah, time has passed. This is though it does refer without spoiling anything. The sequel, this one definitely correlate and relates to the happenings in the first movie. That's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
it gives you a better understanding and a feel also for the characters that will be presented and also for the story as a whole because it kind of connects, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is this? Well, again, it's Ridley Scott that is the director. And for those of you that are wondering who is starring in the movie, it's a guy called Paul Mescal. I've heard his
Mm-hmm.
name before, but the face is familiar, but can't really relate too much to him. But then of course, we have an icon, a heavy duty name, which is Denzel Washington, and
Oh.
he has a quite an interesting character, I think. It's like one of those guys you don't really know where you have him, and
Mm-hmm.
apparently that's also what happens in the movie. It's like, wait, which side is he on? And then you have Pedro Pascal again. He's
That's
like
my
all over the
boy.
place. Yeah,
That's
he's
my
all over
boy
the place.
Pedro.
And also from like the first movie, you have what's her name now? Is it Connie Nielsen who is Lucilla? That was also in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this is important because she has an important role here. She kind of connects strongly with what happened in the first movie and also in this when it comes to who is who, because
Mm-hmm.
that is not quite clear when the story starts or begins.
Mm-hmm.
But without saying too much, if you want to watch it, because I just again, bucket list. Oh man, I need to see Gladiator 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've heard that it's not as good as the first movie, but it's hard to beat the first movie, so I
Mm-hmm.
gotta see it even so. So I it was for rental on Prime Video. Yeah, on
Mm-hmm.
Prime Video, Amazon Prime. So I rent it and I saw it by myself because no one else had time. So I was, which is sometimes nice just to sit by yourself and watch.
You should have just called
Uh,
me. We could have just watched it
yeah, I should
over
that I
Discord.
should have done. Yeah, that I should have done.
We could have watched it over
Good
Discord.
thinking.
That'd been
Yep.
awesome.
True. But regarding the story here, though, it says that after his home is conquered by the tyrannical emperors who now lead Rome, Lucius, which is the main character here,
Mm-hmm.
is forced to enter the Colosseum, of course, and must look to his past.
Mm-hmm.
Important info here. Look to his past to find strength to return the glory of Rome to its people. So that's basically it, and it has like the drama, the action, and as said, some heavy duty actors. I think they add weight to the movie,
Mm-hmm.
at least as far as they can go with what they have to work with, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
So on IMDb, Gladiator 2 has a 6.5 out of 10. I think that's quite fair, to be honest,
Ooh.
because if we would go very much higher, I would though be very close to 7,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even above 7. But
Okay.
I think that, yeah, it depends on what you like and what you expect when you sit down and watch this movie. I had low expectations,
Mm-hmm.
so for me it was, when you feel that, oh, it's actually better than I thought it would be, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. So it's a thumb up for me, as a Roman did, down or up. It's up. So if you like the first movie and want to know what happened after Maximus' death and everything, then check out Gladiator 2. It's a thumb up for me from me.
Okay, okay, good. I mean, well, I'm looking forward to checking it out. Inevitably, we'll get to that at some point or the other.
Definitely. When it
Um,
comes to, I just want to say this. When it comes to your missus, Alex, you say something like, yeah. Regarding, I don't think we've seen Denzel in anything big for a while now, which is kind of true, definitely. I did though, and I think I talked about it here. I did see the last Equalizer movies
mhm,
some like a half a year ago or something. It's quite new, I think.
yeah,
I like the series. I think it's good there too, like being this hardcore former agent, whatever he is.
secret agent
you
thing.
know?
I think also the thing too as well with Denzel as well is that he is getting older, or he is older
Yeah.
now, and I think when you're that when you've done as much work as he's done, I think as you get older, there's not much else that you need to do or want to do probably, because
Yeah.
at the same time it's like this guy has pretty much done everything: action movies, comedies, whatever
Yes.
have you, and
Yeah.
he's won awards for doing all this sort of stuff. And I think now maybe he's at a point in his life where he's probably a bit more um choosy about what roles he takes on and when he takes on roles. Maybe he
I
just
think
wants
so
to.
too.
So yeah, I think that's probably why we don't see him as much in movies. Because with the younger actors and actresses, you see them in a lot of stuff because they're trying to make their name. When you have
Yep.
actors and actresses that have really established themselves, especially over such a long period of time, of like someone like a Denzel Washington, I think you just see less of them because they just
Yeah.
probably have other things that they're doing. You
Yeah,
know?
they can pick what they want,
Yeah, yeah,
It's and they don't have a stress, as you say, they already have a career and a name. It's more for the fun of it, so to say, the art, the opportunity to maybe do something that they have been looking forward to, a challenge maybe for them. I don't
yep,
know.
hundred
So
percent,
whatever.
100%. So let
That's
me.
Gladiator. What about you? What
I am
have you been
actually pulling
watching?
it up on my screen right now. I'm just trying to pull my anime list because it's an anime. And
Anime.
this is one that this is one we've spoken about before.
Okay.
Let me see. My anime. No,
This is how it goes when we are standing and doing the podcast, which actually feels quite nice.
yeah, it
I
is.
must say,
It
yeah,
is quite chill. It is quite chill.
yeah.
So the only thing is that, well, obviously, I wish my screens could go higher.
Same. That's also why it's a bit of a frog perspective with the camera. I can't push it up higher.
hmm
I could mount the camera a bit different on something else, but whatever. I
I
don't
think
know.
we just get new desk, bro. I think we get those ones that go up and
Yes,
down. That's what we need to
That
do.
would be nice. Yeah, Anli has that at her work. I had it once in the office when it comes to Cromata. It was really nice because like before noon, if it was an administration day, you could sit down, and then after like the
Mm-hmm.
afternoon, you just
And it goes up.
yeah, it goes up. You can stand working.
I'm gonna just take a quick look on Amazon and see what the going rate for
They
one of
are
these.
usually expensive, these
They're actually
baskets, but
cheap. They're not too bad. I'm seeing one for £85 for
really,
one right now on Amazon. £85 is
oh
not a bad price for a standing desk,
no,
and it
is
goes
that
up.
like an electric
This is
kind
an
of?
electric one. It's got buttons on the side,
Mm,
and everything. This one is in white. There's one in brown. That's like a more wood
okay.
color. So it's a wood color with black, and then there's another one that's plain white. And the one that's in the wood color is
Really?
£99,
Hmm.
and the one that's white is £85. I am
Okay.
very much keen on getting one. I'm even seeing one here for
Yeah.
£66. Wow,
Okay. Well,
it's
as long as it's good quality. I mean, what the
there's
frack?
there's one for £43, Rog. The price has really come down.
Whoa.
Electric standing desk.
Yeah.
It
They
has
probably
five
come
stars.
up with good solutions. I mean, it's been around for so long. They've probably been able to push down the price nowadays.
They probably have
But at the same time, you know how it is. It's most likely price range from, as you said, maybe 40 up to yeah, two,
40
three,
go up.
four, 500. I don't know.
Yeah, this 41 is not bad. I mean, granted,
Mm.
I mean, what else do you need with a desk? It just needs to do desk things, and this is a
Yeah,
standing desk. So
it depends on the size, I would say.
yeah, yeah.
Because I would need a desk that has better depth. That's basically what I'm looking for.
hmm hmm What
That
I'll
would
do
be
is
optimal.
after we finish podcasting, I'll send you what I'm looking at, and maybe you can see
Yeah,
if
do
there's
that.
any
Do that.
in
I
Sweden
want to see it.
that fits the bill because the
Yeah.
price has definitely come down in price.
I mean, I
Um,
could go and check at IKEA as well. I don't know. It could be. Yeah.
if the price is good, I think IKEA is a bit more expensive though.
It
Um,
depends on. It depends on. I
Here in
would
the
say.
UK they are. Here
Yeah.
in the UK, I find
Mm.
like when I go to IKEA, I do spend more than when I go to, let's say for example, Amazon or um some local shops. You know, and
Okay.
maybe
Yeah,
it
that could
has to
be
do
the
with
case.
maybe some import taxes because you know obviously IKEA is no, you know, like UK is no longer part of the EU, so there's probably charges on
Yeah,
imports and stuff like
it
that.
could be the case. Yeah, yeah.
So, so yeah. So what I've been watching is something called Kano Jo Okor Okarishimasu, which translates to rent a girlfriend. For those who have been following the
Oh,
podcast a while, I have spoken about rent a girlfriend here on the podcast before,
true.
and I have watched season one and a good portion of season two, and I have forgotten most of the plot because it's been a while, and
Yeah.
decided I was gonna watch it again last night with the
Mm.
missus. We woke up pretty at a weird hour in the night, and we wanted to just sort of just watch something basically, and we put that on. But yeah, Rent a Girlfriend is amazing. It's a really sweet, lovey-dovey story about this guy who he's in university. He's just like he's in his 20s, just in 20, and he gets his girlfriend breaks up with him. Like the story starts where his girlfriend breaks up with him in the first
Oh.
episode, and he's all distraught, and he decides to go on this app where you can rent a girlfriend because this is the thing that they do in Japan. You can rent a girlfriend, which is
Oh.
essentially you are paying money for this girl to go out with you and give you a girlfriend like experience. So she goes on a date with you essentially. There's no sort of like touching or kissing or any of that kind of stuff, but you get to take a walk with her and maybe hold her hand, and she will tell you sweet things and call you honey and all this sort of stuff. So he rents this
Mm.
girlfriend, and this girl, she's absolutely amazing. She's gorgeous and she's fun and she does everything he expects from like a girlfriend. But then he he finds out that she is going to his school, right?
Oh.
And so then they talk and she's like, wow, what the hell, like why are you, you know, like I've done everything in my power to try to make sure that I don't do my mixed business with where I go to school, but it turns out that, you know, for him it was just like he's somehow locked into to renting her out and going out on this date with her, and after that, she's like, okay, well, like just don't talk to me in school. And he's like, all right, cool, we can do that.
Okay.
But then it turns out she lives next door to him, like literally, she's his next door neighbor. So they get back
Oh,
home,
that too. Oh man.
and she's right next door. So as he's going in his door, she's going in her door, and he's like, "What the hell? She lives next door to me."
Mm.
So she is his next door neighbor as well. And then he goes to the hospital to visit his grandmother. And he rents her to go with him because um his grandmother thinks he has a girlfriend, so he takes her with him to see his grandmother. And she pretends to be his girlfriend, and like the whole, she gives the grandmother the whole spiel, and the grandmother falls in love with her. The grandmother's like, oh my god, she's the best girl ever, I love her to bits. And oh, I need to go and get my friends to show you my friends. And the girl's like, yeah, we need to go. And he's like,
Mm.
why? She's like, well, my grandmother also lives in this, also goes, she also stays at this hospital. And I don't want to linger here too much. What if I run into her or anything like that?
All right.
So they hide out in a room as they're trying to escape his grandmother and so forth. And in the end, when the grandmother finds them, and her grandmother finds them, and then says, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And then his grandmother comes in, and she's like, "Oh, is this is your granddaughter?" And she's like, "Yep." And he's like, "This is your grandson?" And the two grandmothers decide, well, we must make sure they get married and have babies. So
Oh,
so
okay.
the
Wow.
the grandmothers start plotting, while at the same time they are trying to navigate this weird relationship they have, where
Mm.
they've now tied in a lot of stuff together. Their grandmothers both like the each the grandmothers are great, are good friends, but at the same time they like the other person. So his grandmother likes her, and her grandmother likes him. And so the grandparents do everything in their powers to try to get them to be together. But at the same time, it gets complicated because he is, of course, renting her, and she's not his actual girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah.
And at the same time, she can't really tell her grandmother because, well, your grandmother's in the hospital and she's sick. You don't go
Yep.
into, like, well, break her heart. You gotta, like, oh, let's
Exactly.
hold off a little bit. Let's, because Granny's
Wow.
happy. So yeah, it gets more complicated as it goes along. There are more characters that get introduced. There's more plot lines and stuff like that.
Oh.
But generally speaking, Rent a Girlfriend is adorable. It's adorably dorky and funny and so forth. And it's sweet. It's a 6.8 on Man in List. I will give it a 10. I think it's a masterpiece. Season
Oh,
one.
really? Oh.
Season one crushes it. I think it's such a good
Hmm.
setup. The whole concept is a great concept. The voice acting is great. I've been watching it
Hmm.
with English dub. I think the characters are funny. It's very much leans on the romantic comedy side, but very high on the comedy. There's a lot of jokes, a lot of weird stuff happening with certain characters and so forth. It's always fun when the grandmothers are involved. They're like they're old ladies that do old lady things, but they're like, oh no, I'm going to die. If only my grandchild would just
Oh, of
give me
course.
a grandbaby or some kind of, or the kind and the shenanigans and the stuff the grandmothers come up with to get them to like be together is crazy, because
Yeah.
when every time they try to like tell the grandparents the truth, so they sort of come up with something that makes them stay together essentially. But as the
Right.
story goes along, you get to know her, you get to know him, and I think by the time you're in season two, you're like, they're a perfect couple. If only they would realize it,
Hmm.
because at the same time, he's still conflicted because he's still getting over his ex, and she sees him as a client, and but then slowly you start seeing those walls chipping away between the two of them, where
Right.
he starts seeing her differently and she starts seeing him differently. But then there's the whole will they, won't they kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
And we'll find out in future seasons. I think it has 4 seasons. I'm just on
Oh.
season 2, so
Hmm.
we don't know. But if I can go by the track record of anime like this, yeah, they're gonna get them together. I'm just
Yeah. Most likely.
most likely the grandmothers are gonna get what they want. I'm
Yeah.
on team grandma. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm sh-
Exactly.
I'm shipping them now. So, Rent a Girlfriend, 10 out of 10 for me. I say check it out. I think if you have Crunchyroll, it is a must. It is definitely a must. You'll love it. It's good. It's funny. Yeah, that's about it. Let's talk about some Vijima
Good.
games, Raj. Let's talk about some Vijima
Sure.
games.
I will.
we are going to be talking some video games. So I'm going to switch to the gaming screen. Oh no, it's
The
not.
gaming. The gaming.
It's not even showing anything because I'll be honest, I forgot to add the gameplay in there. Um,
It could actually be the case. Why it's not,
it's downloaded on my PC, but because I was hunting for a headset before I started because my headset wasn't working. I just didn't bother. I didn't get around to adding the gameplay, but it's there now. So now it's there. It's working.
Cool.
And I'm just gonna skip ahead so that we have some proper footage. You guys can't see us right now, so technically we could be sitting down, but we're still standing.
I'm still standing. Da, 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 da. That's Elton John. Okay.
We may have taken our shirts off though, you know.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I did it. I took off my pants a long time ago. Nah, sorry. Bad
uh,
joke.
we could. So yeah, Rod, you've been playing Call of Duty, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Tell us about it, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. I go down the memory lane once in a while. A bit of nostalgia. You're
Mm-hmm.
feeling it like the good old days. I haven't gone back that far. I'm not talking about all the games that I played initially when I got into the series of Call of Duty, like Call of Duty 4 and World at War and so on. Great games though. But I've only gone back like 6 years, which is 2019, because there's two reasons why I did that. One, I did like the game when it comes to Modern Warfare 2019. And two, I do think this is probably the most innovative Call of Duty game that occurred for many, many years. Because now, when we are in 2025 and we know what has been released after that, then, it's like, yeah, not so much has happened. It's been a bit of a repeat kind of thing. Most
Mm-hmm.
would likely agree. But when it comes to Modern Warfare 2019, Infinity Ward, who was the studio at that point of time, since they do, they take turns. Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, right? That's been
Mm-hmm.
the case for quite a few years now. Infinity Ward made a facelift when it comes to the graphics engine. It's called IW something, and it made quite a difference when it comes to volumetric lighting
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of things that improved the graphics overall and gave the game a definitely more modern look. What
Mm-hmm.
they also did is they tried to, even though Call of Duty is foremost an arcade-ish shooter, which it should be, I think, even though things has changed now through the years due to the harsh settings when it comes to skill-based matchmaking, like these matchmaking algorithms,
Mm-hmm.
that's the core of the game, so to say. It's like a game that is for everyone, if you will, or it's supposed to be that. But lately, I kind of disagree. But even so, Modern Warfare 2019 looks very good. They put a lot of work also in details when it comes to the weapon animations. When a guy is holding the gun, he tilts, he reloads,
Mm-hmm.
those kind of things look so good in this game. And I don't think we're seeing that kind of quality afterwards, to be honest, which is kind of interesting when you think about it 6 years ago. And I mean, things are moving forward, aren't they?
Yeah.
But anywho, that was the first thing I thought of when I played. I streamed the game, obviously, yesterday. It's Wednesday. Yeah, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I had fun because this was also the time when I was still playing quite some Call of Duty. And also, I have been maining mostly as a sniper in many of these shooter games. And this game was not an exception.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a good time. I had a good time. I mean, of course, this is an older game now, which means that it's probably less players. I haven't really been checking the stats so much. I will do that though, because I will most likely release a video tomorrow on my channel
Mm-hmm.
regarding the game. But there's definitely still people playing, and I think there's a reason why, and that's just because it's still a good game for what it is. It's also a time when they released the new Warzone Verdansk map, and it was a lot of things happening around this game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's basically what I have to say about it. It wasn't just only a nostalgic trip. I also realized that, wait, hold on, it's actually. I think I say this in the stream. I don't think we kind of realized how like good and certain things was with this game until now, when you really go back and you've seen the development like the past couple of years, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that could be the case. I'm pretty sure you can think about something similar when it comes to games or a genre you've played, because that is sometimes the case. I mean, you get almost like, I'm not sure if the word spoil is the right word I'm looking for, but you get used to, I would say, to a certain standard. And
Hmm.
then when that isn't there, and then you go back and you feel like, oh wait, hold on, it was actually a bit better back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Hindsight, it's
so,
it's it's sort of a thing too as well. I think because of the fact like as you say, we get spoiled on certain things, or we get so accustomed to things being a certain way. I think it we forget how good it is, or we take for granted, I guess, until it's not as good as it was, and then you start thinking, oh bloody hell, it's not as good as it was. Because like I think, like I look at modern Call of Duty, and there's Ninja Turtles and stuff or whatever in there,
exactly.
and
There you go.
it doesn't look like Call of Duty, man. Like I look at it,
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you
no,
doing? That's not Call of Duty, dude. But you look at
exactly.
this and you're like, this is Call of Duty. This is what you do.
Mm,
Come in,
yeah,
you pew pew. You know, it looks
yep,
like proper military stuff. People wearing proper
right.
clothes, not this sort of like Fortnite looking Call of Duty, because that's what it is.
Yeah,
Call of Duty now is Fortnite Call of Duty, and I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie. If I'm gonna play Call of Duty, I don't want to play Fortnite Call of Duty. I think that just
no.
kind of takes me out of the fun of it all. It's like I want to be
Yeah, but it's
immersed.
true.
You know.
This is both good and also interesting that you say that, even though
Hmm.
I know that you don't play this game so much any longer. But
Hmm.
it's like that's definitely where the development has been going, because they make money out of younger kids buying these skins and whatnot. But
Hmm.
people like me, but also younger, of course, that has been playing the series, it doesn't have so much to do with age here. It's more like what you're used to and what the game or the franchise used to be. And I think that's a reason why, as Nalo is writing here, it's gonna be a thing this fall when it comes to the newer game coming out, which is gonna be Black Ops 7.
Hmm.
In a way, versus Battlefield 6,
Yeah.
even though the universes has been quite s- far away from each other, even though they are in the same genre for many years, but lately they have gotten a bit closer together. And I mean, it is still a potential part of the audience that are the same,
Hmm.
that will be both playing maybe both games, or lean towards more of one of them. And I think Battlefield 6 in this case has a really good chance to do well. What will come up with Black Ops 7, I don't really know yet. But what I'm trying to say is that, again, 2019, it was an innovative game. They tried something. Everything didn't turn out well. It became a bit campy. It's a slower pace. I kind of like that in many ways. It's very much boots on the ground with some. Sure, you can still do certain like moves, even though it's a bit slower. But I think that nowadays, as you said, it's become like a Fortnite copy of things, especially when it comes to the aesthetics in the game. Long gone are the normal like soldier like features, which is a thing you get when you play Battlefield 6. So they are
Yeah.
again, they are true. They have trying to go back to their roots when it comes to BF3 and BF4 and whatnot. So it is what it is. And I'm mainly talking about the multiplayer here, not so much about Warzone, even
Hmm.
though it has its issues now also. Yeah, they do have problems. And I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future. Still, of course, I think they rely. I know they rely heavily on the name. Call of Duty has been around for so long time, and even though the games haven't always been that great, they still sell.
Hmm.
Sometimes they even end up being the best selling game, even so, very often, and you start to wonder like why, how. But yeah, it's a
it's
thing.
it's a
Yeah, and
name.
that, yeah, it's the name, it's the brand, it's like people buy Levi's jeans because it's Levi's,
Hmm.
you know.
It's like FIFA. Like FIFA sells because
Yeah.
it's FIFA. People, it's been the number one selling game or number one selling sports game for so long that people buy it. It's like Madden. People buy Madden even though they complain about it year after year that it's not as good as it used to be, or and it's like that for a lot of series. It's they've got a brand and people buy the brand,
Mm,
not necessarily buying the current version of the game, because the current version isn't usually that good, because obviously the focus isn't really on innovating or anything like that. It's usually on just how can we make
mm.
more money off of these sort of brands more than anything else, and that sucks. It sucks for us as the gamers
Yeah.
because we miss out. on the potential of what these games could be if they actually focus on innovating. Because when you just think about the technology we have, the graphical capabilities, the physics capabilities, all this sort of stuff, you would think now games would be innovating, but they aren't. Look at, if you think of
Mm.
take the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X S generation of games, there are not a lot of games that you can look at and compare to maybe games from the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and think, oh, this is a huge leap. A lot of the games just look the same. If anything,
It's true.
they look slightly better sometimes, but that's
Yeah.
also rare. A lot of the games look like they could run on a PS4, and
Mm.
like I can remember when we jumped from I don't know, like PS2 to PS3, it was a jump. Like when you saw
Yeah,
God
yeah,
of
yeah.
War 3, it was like, what the hell?
Mm.
Oh my god! Like that
Yeah, I
was
remember that.
it. And there are very few games that give you that impression now. There are very
Yeah.
few that do it, and that's sad. That it's sad that there are very
Yeah.
few games that can give you that effect, and
True.
it's
No,
because
it's good sayings, good sayings.
Mhm.
And that's also a reason why I wanted to talk about this. But well, of course, it's a game I've been playing, so it's got to be up for a topic.
Mhm.
But also, as you mentioned, when it comes to the innovative part, because this is something I felt happened definitely when Infinity Ward presented and also released Modern Warfare 2019. If we're
Yeah.
talking somewhat a newer game, but yes, as you say, Naldo, the fun lobbies of Modern Warfare 2 when it comes to 2009 version, definitely. And I was there back then. I
Mhm.
started to play Call of Duty when it comes to COD 4. I also play World at War and so on and so on. So I've been through the cycle, and I'm glad. I'm glad that of course, I hear other YouTubers saying the same thing when it comes to Call of Duty. If they are old enough to have been able to be around during those times, because that was the peak. I think that was definitely some of the definite best games in the series that came out
Mhm.
for sure. So there you go. But we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be uh, soon in October and onwards. We'll see what happens regarding the new card, and of course also Battlefield 6 and how that will sell and what people will say. So yeah,
We'll see. I
we'll
hope
get to that
Battlefield
later.
wins. I hope
Yeah,
Battlefield
exactly.
wins because
Yeah,
we
whatever
want
whatever the win is when it comes to this, but I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
better pew
We'll see.
pew. I mean, at least
Yeah, yeah.
if it is that Battlefield wins on just on the merit of doing a proper military shooter where it's not everything has to look like Fortnite, then I
Yeah.
hopefully that will get Call of Duty or Activision to stop the Fortnite
Yeah.
Call of Duty thing,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's it.
only that in itself would do quite some.
Yeah.
Trying to go back to the listen. I mean, people has been saying this and stating this for so many years,
Hmm.
but they aren't.
They're not
Yeah, well,
listening.
listening maybe, but they don't really care, which is,
I mean, they're getting
yeah,
paid. People are still buying, so
exactly.
there's
There you
no
go. Money,
incentive for them to
money, money.
change their trajectory. To be honest, and again,
Yeah,
when you look at younger gamers as well, they like that kind of stuff. It's you and
mm,
I, the older more refined, mature gamers that look at this sort of stuff and it's like, why is that there? Like, that
yeah,
does not look
exactly.
that does not look good. I'm sure if I showed Ty something like that, he'd be like, yeah, that's all right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
seems like that belongs there. What, Rick and
yeah,
Morty in there? Of course, mate. I'm
yeah.
pretty sure Xavi might say the same thing. I'm sure he'd see and be like, yeah, yeah, of course, Dad. You need to
Hmm.
have them kind of cartoon characters next to like real life military looking peoples and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. There we
Beavis
go.
and Butthead,
Mm.
of course, mate.
Yeah.
You're just not seeing the vision. According to Xavi, he's like, Dad, you just don't understand, you know. And we have different tastes. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think also Alex has a point, even though it's not like the same gaming related thing, but it's like Apple when it comes to their new release. Nothing changed, but they
Ooh.
know people will still buy. I think Apple has been doing that for quite many years, if I'm gonna be honest, when it
Yep.
comes to innovation.
Yep. That new
So,
to be honest, the new iPhone and the new Pixel phone both are not innovating in any way, shape, or form. They're
yeah,
exactly the same as like the previous versions, except the numbers go up in the sense like, oh, it can process more AI
yeah,
stuff. But
yeah,
really and truly, fundamentally, it's about the same.
yeah,
Granted, that being said, I will probably get one of that new Pixel phone because well,
exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm just that I can't help myself. So when I renew my phone plan, I'm gonna be like, look, can we like include the Pixel in the phone plan for me, please? Let below. But yeah, no, actually, I promised Xavi I'd give him my Pixel phone as an upgrade, and so I will
That's
have
good.
to. I do need to keep a second Pixel phone. I need an Android phone. So yeah, for that reason, because iOS ain't it. You know, it works for certain things, but mostly camera. VHMA games. I guess I
Yeah.
should talk about my VHMA gaming, shouldn't I?
Yep. Yep.
All right, let's switch over the video to the VHMA gaming that I was playing, which is of course eFootball.
Football. Football.
The eFootball.
Yes.
So I was playing eFootball, and I've continued to play eFootball, and I guess I want to talk about two things with regards to eFootball. The first thing is I want to talk about is first thing I want to talk about is that what Konami did with when the last update dropped by making a player as a reward for getting to a certain rank in ranked has actually saved rank matches in eFootball because no one was really pushing rank much
Uh,
previously. Like you'd get into rank to Div 3 or Div 2 sometimes you'd be like, all right, well, I don't really need to get to Div 1 this month. Can't be
mm,
rast. And they put a player in there as a reward for getting, being in the top 100,000 on PC, on console and PC, and top. I think it's top million for mobile because there's way more mobile players than console players. And I kid you not, it's the people are like the numbers. I plan to do a video on this to try to like break this down, but the numbers from people playing ranked before and pushing rank compared to now and in the past. Oh my god. In the past, no one really pushed rank. Really and truly, there were so many good players who just never played rank. And now
uh-huh.
you there's so many people trying to get that Div 1 position. Now I just want to put it out there. Your boy has managed to make Div 1 twice. Twice on two
Mm,
accounts and in this current push. So I just want to take a bow. You know, you can't see me bowing,
nice.
but I'm bowing right now. So yeah, I hit Div 1 twice this month. I did it on my paid account and my free to play account. So this is to prove that you don't need to be paid to do as good as me. You know, you can just watch my YouTube channel, simply eFootball, and take the tips on the channel. I will be putting more tips on there to help you people make the right choices and make your teams better. Other than that, I have been representing Trinidad and Tobago. I should say I have been representing Trinidad and Tobago. I've been nominated for the national team for eFootball, and I accepted the nomination. But unfortunately, they have not made me a starting player for the team, which is weird because I outranked the people. Well, one of the people who was in the starting team, I outranked that person, and unfortunately, I wasn't chosen for the. Like I don't know how it worked. Honestly, I'm confused to hell as to why I'm not starting, because logically speaking, you'd put your best two players to start, but unfortunately, it just seems like I don't know what they're doing, but at the end of the day, I guess they posted about me on social media and said, I'm a part of the team and blah blah blah. But
Nice.
it is disappointing knowing that I'm not starting. I really wanted that starting
Right.
spot because I think I deserve it. I think I play well enough to have the starting spot. The country has a Discord server where you can play matches against people in the server, and you compete matches, and then they rank you based on your win loss ratio, right? I'm the only one in there that hasn't lost. I'm just saying. I'm the only one in there that hasn't lost a match. So my win loss ratio is 100% wins, mate. And I'm just saying, so I'm not out here tooting my own horn, but I toot toot. So generally speaking, I would like to think if you're competing, you want to go on merit. I think every other country that I know of who is putting forward their best team, and it saddens me, that I don't think we are putting our best team forward. And I'm not just saying it just because it's me. I think if someone is better than me, I would want them on the to start above me. And there's one guy on the team. I think I believe he is at my level, and he is in there. But then the other people on the team, I'm like, I could. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Like one of the guys I played last night, and I kid you not, I think the score was like 10-2 or something like that. If I'm
Oh,
beating people 10-2, I'm sorry, mate. You know, like, no. And I'm not saying these guys
yeah,
aren't bad. I'm not. This is not
yeah,
me saying these guys are bad. I'm just saying, if I'm, it's about, they're good
yeah.
players. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
better than them at this point in time. It could change. They could become better at the game than me. Anyone can practice and get better. But at the same time, it's irritating to know that, look, why didn't I
Yeah.
get the starting spot? Because it's two players playing in the starting spot. The logical thing is put your two best players forward. And from what it seems like the from what I'm from what I think happened is that the person who is the starting person, like the captain, the guy who beat me in the competition, because I finished second when it came to placing for Trinidad and Tobago. I think he just picked the person he wanted for the second starting spot, and he just didn't pick me. Which again, I don't get how that makes any sense whatsoever. Every other country picked their best two players, and that was that.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, Trinidad and Tobago did not do that. It's a team of six, and I am one of the six. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm one of the six, which means I'm not guaranteed to play in any matches. I don't know how that would work, but I'm not guaranteed to play in any matches as far as I'm aware. I think it would be those two, and I would be there to fill in a spot if they can't play, if one of them can't or kind of can't play, essentially.
Yeah, like a substitute,
A
mainly.
substitute. I am pretty much
Yeah.
a substitute, which again, I'm not a backup dancer.
Yeah.
But again, look, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you can't do more than you've done. It's up to them. For me, it sounds very weird,
It
very
is.
strange. I don't understand it at all. But at the same time, we can go on and of course just you know say it over and over again, I guess, that it doesn't really make sense, and it's a pity in many ways, because I mean, you're my friend, of course I want you to be able to have that spot and play, but I also know that you're good at the game and everything, so it's weird, but I mean, I guess it's not so much more to do about it. I mean, they've done their choices, and even though the system might sound very, I don't know what to say, it's strange.
It
uh,
it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, look, all my frustrations aside, because I do feel quite frustrated about the thing, because I've been trying to make time for this, and staying up later because time zone differences and stuff like that to make it for the events and to practice and compete against people and so forth. I have been given it time at this. I feel like, to a certain extent, it feels like my time has been wasted. But at the same time, look, at the end of the day, look, I wish them the best with it. I can say this much. This does not give me confidence to pursue represent Trinidad and Tobago in the future. I think at this particular point in time, it's just sort of a thing where I'm just sort of like, in the future, would I actually, let's put it this way: if I had another passport to another country, I'd choose them. You know,
Exactly. I was just about to say that actually. you know?
So if, let's say for example, I got a British passport or a Polish passport or some
Mm.
other country, which is possible. I could get another passport for another country. I would choose them over Trinidad and Tobago, and not because like I don't like Trinidad and Tobago. I love the
No, no, no. It's
country I
not
grew up
that.
in.
But you want to play. You want to play. It's
Uh,
just you want to be
I
there.
it's not even just about the playing part. It's again, as I say, it's like I think that the logical. I like when things are logical, and that does not make logic to
Yeah.
me. If you're not putting your best two, if you're gonna do something and you're gonna try to win, then you put your best two forward, and that's how
Yeah.
you put it out there. That's the bottom line for me, and not just that too, but also the communication, because trying to arrange matches with these people and all this sort of stuff, it never seems to work out. You message and you wait, and you get no follow-ups, no responses, and it's sort of like there are people in that
For
are
for
part
for
of.
me, for me, this sounds like not well organized. It also
That's it.
feels that it does, as you say, the communication hasn't been good. It
Hmm.
hasn't been clearly outspoken what's going to be the how it's going to work,
Yeah.
and who's going to do what, and
Hmm.
that should have been very clear from the beginning.
Hmm.
So no one can say afterwards, but you didn't say that, you didn't tell me, right?
Yeah.
There should never be those kind of question marks when it comes to this kind of representation and scenario. That's unprofessional, I think.
And
Uh,
this is
a-
an
a-
official FIFA thing as well. So
exactly. I
this is the
mean,
World Cup.
yeah, exactly.
You
I
know,
mean, get your things together. It's like not you, but they. You know
it
what I mean?
is.
It has to be. It has to be very precise. It has to be. There shouldn't be any like holes in the system, so to say.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and
and even
again,
even if they don't have, like as you said, maybe they don't. Maybe they feel that okay, will most likely not win the whole thing, but
hmm
that doesn't matter.
hmm
What matters if you go into these kind of competitions, you got to have the best to play.
yeah,
I mean, it increases your chances and the possibilities to climb the ranks and the reputation overall. So it's like it doesn't make sense at all.
it doesn't.
No,
And
no.
I think when you go up in rank in this game, pretty much anyone can win in top rank matches, especially 2v2. I think it really does come down to you know, like individual moments where you can
Yeah,
you know, where this is decision making, because like even like for example, sometimes I've watched them play matches, like they've streamed, and I've watched the players who are on the team that are play matches, and I'm watching the decision making. I'm just like, dude, there's a pass there. Like, or like, you know, you could play that over the top and get it in there, and no one's doing it, and I'm just like, there's a side of me that's like, oh my god, just like sub me in, kind of like in my head, like this, we could be winning this match. So it's sort of that sort of thing, but at the same time, again, like I wouldn't have said anything if I felt like, you know what, I wasn't the you know, like if I felt like there were other players on the team that you know completely outranked me in performance, but at the same time, you know, if I'm outperforming you guys, then the logic is that if we're competing for a medal or to build something, that we do something, that we actually come up
yeah,
and perform and compete on that level, you know, because when you look at, for example, because I know like there are people from the you know the Trinidad and Tobago FA that have communicated well with me and so forth. It's just that at the same time, it's like you know, it feels like multiple people making multiple decisions about certain things at the same time, because
yeah,
it's
right.
not like what that one person is like, look, this is this and it's going to be that for you know, for sure.
Mm.
And then at the same time, I think if I felt like someone was going to be a better fit to win, then great, I'm happy to then play that backup role in when that person is not available. But if I think that I can, you know, offer more for the national team, I think I'm happy to fill that role, and at the same time as well, because I know the goal is to build and grow this thing because it's something new. But I think,
Yeah,
how do you grow something from a national perspective if you're not really competing at that level? You know, because if
exactly.
people get
Because there
what,
has to be a clear competition between the, especially on this level,
mhm.
between the actual people that has been chosen to represent the country, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Which means that if you and this other guy are has been performing the best, then you should play, and the other ones should feel, oh, we might get to this spot too, but I feel that, well, I lost, so I have to work hard and get better.
yeah,
That everyone will gain from that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how you build like strength and consistency and all that it takes.
Uh,
Uh,
it is what it is, but
okay. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
situation with regards to that.
Yep. 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 Yep.
That is my eFootball, and I am still playing E, and I will still we'll see how much of a capacity I will be involved in this World Cup thing. I have I have given my signature to the Trinidad and Tobago FA that I will be a part of the team.
Yeah. But that's
Um,
good. I think
but
that's
but
that's right. Yeah.
we'll see how much that how much you know they will actually afford me with regards to like being involved in the whole thing, because at the
Yeah.
same time, if depending on how much they want me involved will depend on how much I'll be able to do. If not, it is what it is. I'll just
Yeah.
you know, the next time something like this comes up, I'll just not really be as involved. I'll just, you know, I'll wish them the best, you know, because I am
Yeah.
Trinidadian, and I've got a Trinidadian flag hanging over there. But at the same time, it will just mean
Yeah.
that I just won't be able to give my time, because at the end of the day, my time is important. and
Of course.
I only have so much. And if it is that my time isn't valued, I will give it to someone else. That's
Sure.
essentially it. So yeah, that's it. That's essentially my eFootball. And so now I hope I've answered your question about the whole national team thing. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
It sure does.
So anyway, that being said, Rog, I think we've got a podcast, haven't we?
Yeah, we have a podcast. We have a long podcast.
We do, and we need to look for standing desks because
Yeah, we've been still standing.
Yep.
But with that said, yeah, we're gonna round things up. I think it's time to do that. I would need to take my little evening walk as well to finish things off. But great time once more. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for chatting with us and feedback and everything. And we have been discussing certain topics, but also of course some good tips when it comes to video gaming and also film and TV series. So with that said, take care now. Have a good week until we talk again. So muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. So with that, as always, you can find Rog at 40 Splish Plus. That's the number 40 with SPLISH, SPLASH. He streams on a Tuesday and a Sunday. That's correct?
Correct.
Woo, beautiful. You can find me at LP Garden. That's LPGRDIN. Garden knows you, pretty much everywhere else. You can find me also at Simply eFootball if you want to see me talk about eFootball stuff. Where I do my streams and put up stuff on there. There's a new video up there. If you guys haven't seen it yet,
good.
It is a video. I think it's titled "Things I Wish I Knew When I First started playing the game" or something like that. Blah, blah. But it's like things for beginners. It's the first video I've done in a while like that. So go easy on me. My editing and everything is not what it used to be. I feel a bit rusty, if you know what I mean. But that being said, if you don't mind, head on over to Simply eFootball, check out the video, give me a like, a comment, help grow the channel as I put more stuff on there. I intend to put more things on the channel. I'm working on a few new things as well. And hopefully I can get them out more consistently. Anyway, you can also find us at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK, pretty much everywhere else. And as always, we wouldn't like guys to miss out on any episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like you to subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Acast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, SimplyBinge.com and elsewhere. And with the company you're gonna like it, I'll give them it for free. So as always, guys, this has been cute. For your pleasure. It's a wrap. I'm having to lean here because my mic is here, and then look at the camera over there. It's like
I saw that you were starting to bend your knees quite some.
Yeah, because
why not?
Because once I get when I change the desk, to standing desk, then I won't have to do that because then the camera will be right here in front of me, and yeah, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. You know how it is. Plus I need the exercise. That bend. 1, 2, 3.
Good. There we go.
Getting them squats in.
Yep.
Save those knees. Twist.
It's good to do. Really good to do. Very basic pattern. We should be able to bend our knees. Do it daily. Yep.
That is true. My son told me someone tripped him on the playground. And I was like, mate, if it were me, I'd just jump over it. I'd be like, let's back. So I said to him, he was like, yeah. He's like, but the guy raised his leg. I was like, I'd have jumped even higher. Anyway.
There you go. Yeah.
That being said, let's get out of here. I'm feeling warm.